How you doing, Ian?
Oh, as good as I can be.
The voice is pretty hoarse.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Definitely been better.
I was just wondering, what made you act on that night? I mean, what was the reason? I mean, what went through your mind, and why did you do it?
Well, I mean, nobody deserves to be treated in that manner. My folks raised me that everybody's an equal. Um, there's no, like I said, there's no reason for that. Um, everybody's a human. Let's treat everybody as that. So I mean, it was just I felt I had no choice. I mean, I would just hope somebody would do that for me.
And I was wondering, I mean, you went to this bar quite often, and both the Indian guys also hung out there quite often. Did you ever speak to them in the past? Did you know them from before, or
Yeah, I had said hey to them pretty much every time I was in there, and they were there. They normally came about once a week, and I'd say hey, and we'd have a little conversation. They'd make me laugh, I'd make them laugh, and go on our own ways. But I mean, so I love people. I say hey to everybody. I'm a people person. So if I can make somebody laugh or smile, I'm doing something right, is how I see it. So I love people. Why not say hi? You know.
yeah? I mean, do you have any other Indian friends, or I mean, do you know any other Indians?
Well, now I have a couple million of them, which is awesome. It's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
The amount of feedback I've been getting from people, and it's just like I said, it's very overwhelming. It's very touching. It it brings tears to my eyes very often. The kind words that these people are saying to me. I mean, I have a few that I grew up with in high school, stuff like that. But I don't ever like to really look at it as an Indian or a Mexican or a white person or an Asian, whatever. I don't like to look at it like that. We're all humans. We're all people. That's how it should be viewed. It shouldn't be viewed as races or ethnicities. We're all humans. That's my biggest thing in life. I mean, I, I don't judge. There's no reason for it. So,
What went through your mind when you were shot? I mean, it was a pretty. I mean, it must have been a pretty shocking situation. I mean, two other guys had already been shot, and then when you thought the gun was empty, and
well, I was definitely a little shocked because I thought it was empty. And I was just like, well, this could be it. Because I really didn't know if I was going to make it. There's a scary situation, but it just the thought that I may have been able to help in some manner. Because I mean, they deserve justice for what happened, and that's why I went after the gentleman because it was not right what he did. I understand he may have been going through a lot of personal things in his life, but that does not give somebody an excuse to act in the manner that he did. So I mean, obviously, when I was shot, my life flashed before my eyes. It was definitely a scary thing. I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't, but it was it was just something I had to do. I couldn't let that go unjustified. So that's why I acted the way I did.
you've been written a lot about in the Indian media. I mean, you figured pretty prominently in the newspapers. Have you seen some of the coverage that has happened in India and maybe in other parts of the world?
I've been seeing it from everywhere. It's like I said, it's very overwhelming. Um, I, I'm always seeing something different, something else, which is it's crazy to me because the way I see it, anybody should have done this for anybody. Obviously, it's not really how it happens, but it's it, it's just it felt like it was the right thing to do. So when everybody's calling me a hero and this, that, and the other, it's like I said, it's overwhelming. Uh, I can't put into words how that feels when I was just doing what I thought was the right thing to do. And I'm very grateful for all the outreach and the support that I've been getting. I receive hundreds of messages a day of people thanking me and praising me for my actions and telling me how much they look up to me and how much of a hero I am to them. and it's very. I'm glad I can make such an impact on a lot of people's lives by just one. Well, I say small act, but others may not see it as such a small act. But it it was definitely interesting. Um, I'm I'm glad that I was able to give hope to millions of people because that's one thing that's happened from this. I didn't anticipate all of it, but the amount of hope that it's given people of all different ethnicities, uh, race, gender, all of that. The amount of hope it's given people is just, I, I, I can't put it into words how amazing it feels.
A lot of people have also, written about and spoken about how, there hasn't been much said by the White House and President Trump on this issue. His spokesman has even said that it's absurd to link this situation that happened in Kansas with what happened during the election and the campaign. You have any thoughts on that?
No, I try to stay away from politics because no matter what's said, it's always going to be the same answer, the same feedback on it. Um, I'm just very grateful that I've been able to give people hope. It's something that's been missing for so long. The political scene and all that stuff, yeah, that's going to be there. It's going to be here when I'm long gone. But the amount of hope, that's what's always going to be there. And that's what I'm very grateful for.
I read somewhere that you met the Indian who survived, Madasani, and that you have some plans to possibly hang out with him sometime in the future.
Most definitely. He's a very, very nice guy. Every time that I've met him, he always had a smiling face. He was kind, compassionate. He wasn't like, who are you? Why are you talking to me? He always engaged in conversation whenever I would try to say hey. Because that's me. I don't know a stranger. I say hey to everybody. So it's I'm very grateful he made it. And I do plan on hanging out with him a lot more and becoming good friends. It's yeah, so I'm very happy that he's all right, and I'll have an opportunity to hang out with him and do some barbecuing and maybe have a cold beer or two in the backyard instead of the bar.
Well, I'm not going to keep you for too long, but I was just wondering, what next? Once you get up and about, what do you plan to do? You have any plans long term? And how long do you think this is going to take for you to get back on your feet?
Not sure. It, the doctors are really, they just said it's going to be a little long road, but it's all in good time. So we'll see how long it takes and go from there, I guess.
One of the things that I might add, if I may,
Sure.
is that the reasons his voice is problem is because when the bullet came in and took a right turn, it went by his branch of the nerve that serves the vocal cord. And that's why his left side of his vocal cord is working fine. It's going to take some work to help him recover that right vocal cord. And hopefully he'll get his normal voice back again.
Doc, I was wondering, you have an idea how long it's going to take for him to get back? To complete normalcy.
Well, he's a big strapping 24-year-old and healthy as a horse. His hand will be probably the slowest thing to get better because the bullet went through his hand, and fortunately the things that went through in his chest, he deflated his lung, had to have a chest tube put in to reinflate lung. Bones were involved, clavicle, ribs, and fortunately missed the spinal cord. That would have been really a game changer. It did hit his vertebra, and then the bullet lodged over here. The hand, I think, will be the slowest. His voice will be a little bit slow. What's inside his chest, although it's painful for him now, and he's holding up very well, his chest is going to be the thing that will come back well. His bones will come back well. The hand, especially given the nature of his profession, will be the slowest thing to get better for him.
Well, one final question, Ian. You have any plans to visit India? You have a lot of friends now here.
Yes.
Exactly. I would love to. That is one place I've always found very interesting growing up as a kid. The heritage and the culture I've always found very interesting, and I've always wanted to take a journey there. So I think I found myself a good reason to go there now. So I'll definitely have to be making a trip there sometime in the near future, hopefully.
Thanks so much for everything.
Thank you.